A single smooth lie in a press conference can make you look like a soccer genius even after you just humiliated an entire nation. Roberto Martinez is the ultimate grifter who spent his entire career turning massive disasters into million-dollar contracts. Today we look closely at how this highly controversial coach managed to destroy two legendary golden football generations: the Spanish Illusion and the Swansea Betrayal. You might think he had some deep connection to Barcelona because that is exactly what he wanted everyone to believe when he got his first big management job back in 2009. He constantly told the media that Barcelona was the closest club to his hometown and that he lived by their philosophy. But if you actually look at a map, his hometown of Balaguer is much closer to Zaragoza. His father played for Zaragoza, and Roberto spent years in their youth academy. He did not grow up learning the Barcelona way, but he knew that telling people he did would make him look like a genius. The truth about his playing days is even more embarrassing than his geographical lies. Did you know that he spent 4 years on the Zaragoza squad and only managed to play in a single match? The club did not want him, and they kicked him out as soon as his contract expired. He then failed multiple trials at tiny third-tier clubs and had to settle for playing in the Spanish 4th Division. His father was the technical director there, which was the only reason he got a spot. But his luck changed in 1995 when a British billionaire decided to make a crazy gamble. Dave Whelan bought Wigan Athletic when they were stuck in the English 4th Division and signed Martinez alongside Jesus Seba and Isidro Diaz. The British media loved them and called them the Three Amigos. The fans thought it was a brilliant stunt by an ambitious owner who wanted to generate interest in a small club. To make the publicity even wilder, the team press officer gave the three players Mexican sombreros for a photo shoot. That was a hilarious mistake since Spain and Mexico are separated by a massive ocean. Still, Martinez played decent football for a 4th Division side and became a cult hero. After Wigan got promoted, they realized he was too slow for higher levels and released him at 27 years old. He went to Motherwell in Scotland where he met his future wife, but he only started 8 games before his contract was terminated. Then he joined Walsall in the English lower leagues, played a single match, and got sent off. He eventually landed at Swansea City where he quickly fell out of favor. But when the manager resigned after some trouble with the board, Martinez convinced the club to hire him as player-manager at just 32 years old. He had zero coaching experience, never played another game of soccer, and did not even get his professional coaching license until 5 years later. His early coaching career looked successful, but it ended with a massive betrayal. After helping Swansea get promoted to the Championship, he repeatedly sold dreams of Premier League football to the supporters. He promised the fans that he would only leave the club if he was forced out. But the moment his former club Wigan offered him a Premier League job, he folded immediately and walked away. He even tried to take his entire backroom staff with him without offering Swansea any financial compensation. This forced Swansea to take him to court to protect their interests. The fans felt completely stabbed in the back and nicknamed him El Judas. The Premier League meltdowns. His move to Wigan was supposed to prove he was a top-tier manager, but it was a total disaster. Within 12 matches of taking charge, Martinez led Wigan to their worst-ever defeat, losing 9-1 against Tottenham. Later that same season, they suffered another embarrassing 8-0 loss to Chelsea. They finished the season just a few points clear of relegation with the worst goal difference in the entire league. But instead of being embarrassed, Martinez was thrilled because beating Chelsea once made the Spanish newspapers write about him. He used this media hype to boost his personal profile in Spain and hide his terrible defensive tactics. He kept blaming his tiny budget for his failures, even though Wigan was not as poor as he claimed. Owner Dave Whelan was pumping massive money into the club to help them compete. When Martinez arrived, he promised the owner he would qualify the team for European football, but his style of play was incredibly slow and boring. In his 4th season, he finally won the FA Cup against a mentally broken Manchester City, but got Wigan relegated just 3 days later. He did not care about the relegation because he immediately resigned and looked for a bigger job. After that, Martinez managed to replace David Moyes at Everton in 2013. He promised the Everton fans Champions League soccer and convinced the board to break the club's transfer record to sign Romelu Lukaku permanently. But by his 2nd season, the team was fighting relegation. He had superstars like Samuel Eto'o in his squad, yet he stood in front of the cameras and said their main goal was just to reach 40 points. The board ignored the warning signs and gave him an even bigger budget for his 3rd year. The money did not fix his terrible tactics, and the fans quickly lost their patience. Martinez spent 18 million euros on a striker named Umar Niasse, who had just arrived from Russia. Niasse had wrist surgery and was completely unfit, but Martinez signed him anyway and played him for only 152 minutes. Everton suffered their worst home record in 138 years. Yet Martinez stood in front of the cameras and said he was incredibly satisfied with a goalless draw against Crystal Palace. The fans had enough of his delusional press conferences and began boycotting matches. Protests and angry banners were being flown over the stadium. During one match, a stadium steward had to step in to stop a furious fan from physically attacking Martinez on the touchline. The club was so terrified of what the supporters might do that they had to postpone their end-of-season awards show. The board finally sacked him in May 2016, but Martinez had already found his next big target: suffocating the Red Devils. The Belgian Football Federation decided to hire him and hand him the greatest collection of players their country had ever seen. The federation passed on legendary managers like Louis van Gaal and Marcello Lippi just to give Martinez the job. In 2016, he took charge of a team featuring prime superstars like Eden Hazard, Kevin De Bruyne, and Thibaut Courtois. His very first decisions created massive dressing room drama. He stripped the captaincy from Manchester City legend Vincent Kompany to give it to Eden Hazard. He also dropped Roma midfielder Raja Nainggolan from the squad, which infuriated the fans. Nainggolan did not hold back and publicly called Martinez a terrible coach who did not understand soccer. He said Martinez had no tactics and simply relied on passing the ball to star players like Hazard and De Bruyne to save him. The national team won a bronze medal at the 2018 World Cup, but their run was built on pure luck rather than tactical genius. In the round of 16, they were trailing 2-0 against Japan with just 21 minutes left before pulling off a miracle comeback. In the next game, Brazil hit the post, and Belgium only survived because Courtois made heroic saves. When they faced France in the semi-finals, they lost 1-0 without creating a single big chance. Martinez was completely exposed, but the federation loved his smooth talking and made him the technical director of the entire national team. This total power allowed Martinez to lead Belgium straight into a historic collapse. At the 2021 Euros, Denmark dominated them completely, taking 21 shots to Belgium's 6. They only won because De Bruyne saved them with individual brilliance before being knocked out by Italy. Martinez kept playing his favorite aging stars and refused to bring in young players. In the Nations League, they suffered an embarrassing 4-1 loss against the Netherlands, which was Belgium's heaviest home defeat in 14 years. By the 2022 World Cup in Qatar, the team was far too old and slow. Kevin De Bruyne openly admitted to the media that they had no chance of winning because the squad was past its prime. In their opening match against Canada, Belgium was run off the pitch. Canada dominated the game, taking 22 shots and racking up a massive expected goals rating of over 2.5. Belgium only won the match because Courtois saved a penalty. They crashed out in the group stage after a scoreless draw against Croatia, and Martinez resigned immediately before anyone could fire him. The nightmare of the 2026 World Cup. In January 2023, the Portuguese Football Federation shocked the world by making Martinez their head coach. He had another star-studded team with players like Bruno Fernandes, Bernardo Silva, and Cristiano Ronaldo. He cruised through qualifiers because the group was incredibly easy, but Euro 2024 exposed him again. Portugal struggled badly, losing 2-0 to Georgia and needing penalties to beat Slovenia, before collapsing against France. Martinez forced Bruno Fernandes to play on the wing, which completely ruined his creativity. The tactical disasters reached their peak as they prepared for the 2026 World Cup in the United States. Martinez made bizarre selections, calling up 4 goalkeepers and 4 right-backs in his final squad. He played young midfielder João Neves out of position at right-back during their preparation matches. He lied to the media that Neves was used to playing there for his club, before subbing him off at halftime because he was getting destroyed. He also made the stupid decision to travel to the United States just 5 days before their opening match, claiming the players did not need to adapt to the hot climate. When the tournament started, Portugal put on a complete embarrassment. In their opening match against DR Congo, they made 783 passes but only managed 1 single shot on target, which was a header by João Neves. The game ended in a shocking 1-1 draw. Fans and media were furious, but Martinez blamed the media noise and insisted his squad was united. They beat Uzbekistan 5-0 in their next game, with Cristiano Ronaldo scoring twice to become the first player to score in 6 different World Cups. But his luck ran out when they faced Colombia in Miami. Martinez decided to rest key players, claiming there is no ideal path in a World Cup. Colombia dominated in the sweltering Florida heat, taking 24 shots while Portugal looked completely lost. Richard Rios missed a huge opportunity, and Davinson Sanchez had a late goal ruled out for a tiny offside toe. The match ended in a goalless draw, forcing Portugal to finish second in Group K and entering a much harder bracket path. In the round of 32 against Croatia in Toronto, they looked like they were going home. Ivan Perisic scored for Croatia, but Portugal equalized through a Ronaldo penalty before Goncalo Ramos scored a 94th-minute header to win the match. The final blow came in the round of 16 when Portugal faced Spain in Dallas. Martinez made no major tactical changes, keeping his players suffocated. After Nuno Mendes went out injured in the 56th minute, Martinez refused to bring on creative options like Ramos or Trincao. In the 90th minute, Spanish substitute Mikel Merino scored the winning goal. Portugal was knocked out, and Martinez resigned immediately after the game, leaving behind another ruined golden generation. So that is the unbelievable story of how Roberto Martinez managed to destroy 2 of the greatest golden generations in modern soccer history. He talked his way into top jobs, ignored his clear tactical failures, and left behind ruined squads. Both Belgium and Portugal deserved so much better than his catastrophic management. But now, I want to hear from you. Do you think Martinez is truly the worst manager in international football history, or was he just incredibly unlucky? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and let us get the debate started.